There's this cultural idea that Christians should be, we can believe whatever we want in private, but we can't let that affect how we work. We can't let that affect our politics. For politicians like Amy Coney Barrett, it was like, well, what if she lets her beliefs affect how she rules from the bench? But it's kind of this one-sided thing where that's only said of Christians. That's not said of people who subscribe to existentialist or secular philosophies.
Right.
How do you respond to something like that?
Well, I'm against it. I mean, that's call it modern peace treaty. I think Stanley Hauerwas, the great Methodist theologian, put it that way, that at the beginning of modernity, a kind of peace treaty was made. Like, we'll tolerate you religious types as long as you remain private. So you can whisper your religion among yourselves, but don't come out in public. The public space should be, kind of religiously neutral. Well, I mean, the best and brightest people in our own tradition have always resisted that because Christianity can't exist that way. It's not simply a private reality. It has to do with God. It has to do with the declaration of the lordship of Jesus. And that means lordship over every aspect of life. So we can't accept the modern peace treaty that simply privatizes religion as a kind of hobby. Now, the line to draw there, John Paul II said this, that religion at its best never imposes, it only proposes. So certainly you don't want an imposing religion in the public space. Like, I'm going to make you become Catholic, or I'm going to make a law saying you must go to Mass on Sunday. But our capacity to propose our religion in the public space, to live it, to live out the moral implications of it, yeah. I mean, we have to claim that, it seems to me. So that's the space I think that we have to move into. But the modern peace treaty, that gets reasserted a lot, is we'll tolerate you, somewhat crazy people as long as you keep yourselves private. But we can't abide that.
So what about pro-choice Catholics? So you got politicians that are Catholics. You got the current president. What do you make of that stuff?
I'm against it. I think no, but it's not a consistent position to hold. I mean, you can't be a consistent Catholic and say I'm also pro-choice on the abortion issue. And also the only thing I've noticed on that, because I've lived long enough to go from Mario Cuomo to his son, Andrew Cuomo. And I remember Mario Cuomo in the 80s, and I am really opposed to this as a Catholic, but, publicly I kind of grudgingly accept it because of, whatever. So I'm personally opposed, but publicly kind of, well, you go from that, a kind of reluctant, acceptance to his son, who, when they passed the most, egregiously brutal abortion law in the country, we're lighting up the Empire State Building. We're having a public celebration over it. I remember Bill Clinton and company, abortion should be legal, safe, and rare. Well, heck, I take that today as a step in the right direction. Now it's like, hey, let's have a party when we pass the most brutal. Even this happened just a few days ago, when they considered again this amendment that would say, hey, how about if a child somehow survives an abortion procedure and is lying on the table, shouldn't we do something to save that baby's life? And the answer was no. Well, I mean, to my mind, that's just barbarism, So, and I say that not as a Catholic. I hope as a decent person, I'm saying that, appealing to people's moral sensibility. But that's my thinking on that. I don't think it's a consistent position for a Catholic to hold, no.
But the Village People, we need the original lineup, most of them are dead, and we need them to sing the national anthem every morning for the health and safety of our children.